and fusion. Identity fusion is a visual feeling of oneness with the group. It occurs when your personal identity becomes fused with the group identity. If you are a serious football fan, you will probably know what this means. Think about the stadium of the club you love. Then imagine drunken supporters of a rival team vandalizing it. Be sure to conjure up a scenario that is both spiteful and gratuitous. Gratuitous. Would you take it personally? Would it be as if someone had desecrated your own home? If yes, you are most likely fused with your club. Not everyone is fused with a football club, obviously. Some are fused with a religious group. Others are fused with a nation. Still others with an ethnic group. Some people even fuse with the choir. Some people even fuse with the choir they sing in, or with the posse. With the posse they go clubbing with. But even if you haven't fused with any of these kinds of groups, you might at least be fused with your family. Again, imagine if a family member was grossly insulted, injured, or kidnapped. How far would you go to defend or rescue them? Would you pretty much stop at nothing? If yes, then you are probably fused with your family. Fused individuals are passionate defenders of the group, not only willing to cooperate more with other group members, but even to make the ultimate sacrifice to protect the group when it comes under threat. Obviously, this is exactly the kind of attitude you will want in a military group, especially in times of war. Sure enough, fusion is exploited by a wide range of violent groups, from street gangs to terrorist corps, and from conventional armies to suicidal bombers. The fusion construct. The fusion construct was first developed by a team of social psychologists from Texas and Madrid, led by William B. Swan and Angel Gomez, respectively. They initially based the construct on the measure of the inclusion of other in self, using circles to represent self and other, and the degree of overlap between them to indicate how much you consider the other to be included in your concept of self. What Swan and Gomez realized was that a similar pictorial measure could be used to ascertain the extent to which people consider their personal identity to be encompassed by that of the group. They drew up a series of images showing degrees of overlap between the little circle and the big circle, and they told research participants that the small circle is you and the big circle is your group. Which one of the following pictures, they asked, best captures your relationship with the group? Those choosing the image on the right of the sequence, where the small circles was completely encompassed by the big circle, was said to be fused. When I first came upon this fusion measure, it immediately struck a chord. For years I have been trying to understand why painful initiations in Papua New Guinea created such strong bonds between those undergoing them together. I felt sure it was linked to the way memories for those experiences shape one's personal identity, and also the way such memories influence the way we think about the groups involved. But what I lacked was a way of measuring the effect of these processes on group bonding. The Swan-Gomez fusion construct seems to be exactly what I'd been looking for. After a great deal of research using the new fusion construct, my collaborators and I arrived at a testable theory of how the mechanism works. According to this theory, there are theory. There are at least two pathways to become fused. The first one involves the sharing of biological essence with other group members. Across a great diversity of human societies, it is common to imagine that members of the same family share heritable essences, variously construed as shared blood, bones, spirit substance, and such like. Thus, believing that we share essentialized biological traits like these make us more fused. One of the early ways we went about testing this hypothesis was by running a study with twins. We recruited 246 non-identical twins and 260 identical twins and asked each pair how fused they felt with one another. Unsurprisingly, perhaps, the identical twins said they were significantly more fused than the non-identical twins. But even when there is no actual biological basis of fusion, humans are intriguingly prone to invoking biology to explain their group bonds. Indeed, even just the perception of shared biology can in some cases be used as a basis for fusion with large groups that share physical traits relevant to racial categorization, such as skin color, hair type, or facial characteristics. The power we ascribe to biological bonds would also help to explain why people are fused often talk about other groups members using language of kinship. Take a nationalist describing their country as motherland or fatherland. Men of the same ethnic group describing each other as brothers. Feminists construing womankind as sisterhood, and so on. It is plausible that our willingness to make sacrifices for the group evolved via biological kinship, just like the heroic behavior of the superb fairy rain. But we were also interested how fusion came about between people who shared non-biological bonds, like those soldiers fused with a military unit, for example. In line with this, our twin studies show that independently of biological relatedness, which has long been known to drive heroism via kin selection. Willingness to sacrifice for your sibling was driven by shared experiences. This supported our hunch that there were at least two pathways to fusion, not only shared biological ties, but also the feelings of having been through something personally transformative with other members of a group. This is where those non-genetic bonds, your football club, your church, your country, come into play. Your bonds with such groups were primarily forged not by blood ties, real or perceived, but by specific memories of moments. Maybe you remember going to a rock concert with your best friends with your best friends as a teenager and feeling moved by the lyrics of the songs and connected to each other in a way you will never forget. Or maybe you all risked being arrested on the protest march, or perhaps you suffered together at a sports event when the team you all loved endured a humiliating defeat at a crucial cup final. If you and your buddies have never been through an experience of this kind, you will probably recognize the shared experiences pathway to fusion. These are the kinds of experiences that link us so closely to a club, to a band, to a band, to a bunch of friends that we feel we could follow them loyally to the ends of the earth. I dub this route to group bonding the imagistic path. Imagistic. Imagistic. Imagistic pathway, because it revolves around mental images associated with past events that had a particularly haunting and meaningful quality. Bonds born not of blood ties, but of powerful images marked indelibly on our memories. Indelible. Powerful images marked indelibly on our memories.